Hello everyone, welcome to Cherie Voyage. I'm a professional makeup artist of 25 years, and today we're going over video number 5 in our Best of 2021 series. Today's going to be all on eyeshadows. I've already done foundation, bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. So let's get into eyeshadows. So here we are on video 5. This is the Best of 2021 makeup series, and today it's going to be all on, I believe, one of our most favorite products when we go to a makeup store or go online, and that is eyeshadows. I believe eyeshadows as well as lipsticks are probably the most popular requests that I get from clients when they're looking for something new, as well as myself. It's just like being in a candy store. I think it's like all those colors together just gets me and clients giddy. So I went through all of my eyeshadow palettes today and yesterday because I had quite a few products that I bought this year, but specifically it seemed to be eyeshadows and lipsticks. So I picked about 12 or 13 different eyeshadows and I broke them up into different categories. So what I did is I started first thinking about the one and done kind of shadow, something for you guys that would be very, very simple to do. And then the next section is all on eyeshadow quads that are really great for day to night looks, still pretty simple kind of layouts. And then I progressed into more complex palettes and then finally kind of like artistry palettes. Now don't let artistry palettes or complex palettes that I'm stating fool you. It's just that there's more colors. And so I find that when there's more colors for people, they get a little overwhelmed. But today I'm going to break up the eyeshadow palettes with you guys to show you just how easy you can take, let's say, a 12 to let's say like 16 eyeshadow pan and make it like a one and done eyeshadow. So that's what we'll go over today for you guys. Now, something to note is that as you can see, I already have eyeshadow on. So I'm not going to be putting these eyeshadows on my face today because I already have videos that I've done on each one of these palettes that I'm going to link below. So if you see a palette that you're like, ooh, that one interests me, there's a video down below that you can watch the swatches as well as how I put them on. If you still have questions, all you need to do is reach out to me in the comment section and I can assist with any questions that you may have come across. All right, let's get into my favorite shadows for 2021. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our first eyeshadow that's easy, the kind of one and done, and that's the Chantecaille shadow in Starfish. Now these are highly pigmented gel textures. These have a shimmer metallic sheen to them, really highly pigmented, great for just going across the lid quite quickly or taking a brush and using it as your liner. These stay put, they don't move. I wouldn't say they're waterproof, but they're definitely smudge proof. There are 4 shades in this range, and my favorite thing about these is not just how easy they are to use, but think of this as your best smoky eye, especially for those of you who feel like a smoky eye can be a bit complicated. These are very opaque, but because they have light reflective like shimmers in them, it looks very soft and smoky without being too intense. So you just take this and you'll rub it back and forth on the lash line. I already did a swatch here. I'm going to go over here though so I could show you guys. And you're just going to blend that in and you could shear these out. Really, really pretty. Easy, simple, straightforward, one and done type of shadow. This next shadow was not super popular, but I am standing by it because I have loved using it and use it often. This to me is probably one of the most beautiful shadows for those of you that are looking for a natural looking eyeshadow that really brightens the eye. I highly recommend this for brides as well as just day-to-day natural makeup wearers. Now this is limited edition. It has satin, matte, and shimmer textures in it. And I use this often all over the lid to just brighten the lid, neutralize any discoloration, and then pop these on top all over, and then use a bit of this just right in the center. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put these on my fingers to show you guys what the texture is like. Especially this one down here, because for some people it feels a bit too shimmery. It's the one that has the most jelly-like texture to it, but it is so beautiful if you layer them one on top of the other, which I'm going to show you guys right now. The palette is warm and rosy, kind of has a rose gold type of look to it. So it's nice and brightening, but not over the top. So I layer it like this on my eye, and then I'll go back in and just touch up the center right there with that more frosty texture. I would say if you are somebody with aging eye concerns, just use this on the inner corner and just right in the center to brighten the lid up, but don't put it all over. I know it could feel like it's a bit too much, those kind of frosty sheens, but placed in the right areas on the eye, it can actually make the eyes look nice and bright and wide awake. And because it has the multi-finish textures of matte, satin, and shimmer in here, you can do a lot of really beautiful color kind of placement, whether you want something more sheer or you can build it up with something that has a little bit more light reflective qualities. Now, please do remember that all of these palettes that I'm going over with you guys have videos that go with them that I've already done that will be linked below. So if you like any of these eyeshadows that I'm showing you, don't worry, I have videos that correspond with each product that I'm going over that goes into more detail. This next one is similar to the Tom Ford that I just showed you. This is also a limited edition, and once again, it's the CHANTECAILLE Limited Butterfly Eye Quartet. Really beautiful, soft and subtle colors. This is the one that kind of has that duochrome shift. These are beautiful for everyday wear, and then you can pop this right in the center of the lid. So I'm going to show you what I mean here. When I did this video, you guys really loved the look. So I highly recommend checking it out if you're somebody who likes kind of an ethereal type of look. Really natural, but the pop of this one color here, that kind of duochrome, really gives this palette quite a beautiful lift. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna layer these, kind of similar to what I did with the Tom Ford. And then I popped this right in the center here, that kind of green shift. There's the Tom Ford and the CHANTECAILLE, and you can see how I used those kind of frostier duochrome jelly textures right in the center just to grab light a bit. And remember, when you place those colors like here and here, when you move your head or you go to blink your eyes, it does a beautiful job of kind of grabbing attention to your eyes. So kind of a fun way to play with makeup and to enhance your eyes. Now this next one I almost didn't even put in the collection today that I want to show you because most likely it's sold out. Hopefully you can get your hands on it, but I wanted to be transparent with you guys because this is all about my favorites of 2021, and this one absolutely blew my mind. I loved this palette. It's the DIOR palette, and this was the Nightbird. Absolutely stunning. And I love wetting these. So for those of you watching my channel for the first time, you may not know about the cup, but for those of you that have been watching my channel, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I bring out my Art Everyday cup, fill it with a little water, and then I like to paint my shadow on my lids, and this was a perfect shadow to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Laura Mercier concealer brush. I'm going to wet the brush just to show you guys today what they look like wet compared to dry. And of course, I have a video that goes over this that is linked down below. So here is this color. And I'm going to mix a little of this color because I love them together. So, so pretty. And if you want to have more pigmentation, you just keep layering. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this color now, mixed right on top. Now, as a makeup artist, I love to do layering of colors, especially cool against warm. I did that today, which I'll show you guys the palette that I used. It wasn't this one, kind of similar with that kind of duochrome beetle shell look, but this palette is just so beautiful, you guys. I absolutely love it. And of course, they're meant to be used dry as well. So here is the peach color. Just absolutely stunning. So if you like something kind of fun, outside of the box, a little unique, it kind of reminds me of kind of peacock feathers. Definitely see if you can get your hands on this. It was from the Birds of a Feather DIOR Fall 2021 collection. This next palette to me is the best palette for those of you who love neutrals. I also like its compact size, and I like that the palette is broken up into cools and warms. So you get a lot of different looks out of this. Although it seems kind of small and quite simple, it's really quite dynamic actually. For a makeup artist, I fell in love with this because I could break up this into a cool look and this into a warm look and then mix them together. This is a velvet kind of satin matte texture. My favorite thing is that they're creamy, so great for people who have aging eye concerns, especially those of us who are over 40 who are starting to see some crepiness on the lids. Because it has that creamy velvet texture, kind of rolls on top of the skin without grabbing like drier eyeshadow formulas tend to do. Now, for those of you that are curious about other eyeshadow palettes that would be great for either your makeup artist kit or just a great overall neutral palette, Makeup by Mario has a great neutral palette. So does Bobbi Brown. You may be asking though, well then why did you get this one? I like the formulation. It's really creamy. And for me personally, I'm in my 40s, so formulation is very important to me. It needs to have like a creamy texture, not grab onto the lids. And for my clients, I want them to have obviously the most flawless finish across the lids. So I need something that has kind of an emollient texture to it, which these do. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys two colors here, and I'll grab two of the colors here. So hopefully you can see just on my fingers even how there's what I like to call kind of an oil slick kind of look. They just have that buttery, creamy texture without being wet. For instance, look at the black on this. Has some light reflective kind of pigmentation to it. Buttery and soft and light catching. Great palette, you guys, if you're looking for a true cool, warm, kind of neutral everyday look. This next eyeshadow palette was kind of out of left field for me, being that I don't know much about this person, and I know she's like a trendsetter, and it is Olivia Palermo. So it kept coming across my Instagram feed, and finally I was like, okay, I gotta see what this is about, especially because I love the packaging. It just looked very luxe and just very kind of chic. And here it is. Here is the eyeshadow in Au Naturel. And first of all, I just want to say the actual like packaging, the way it feels is really, really luxe. It's really nice. In fact, I hope that she just does like inserts for refilling the eyeshadow palettes because the case is just so well done and just really beautiful. Now the colors themselves are really well laid out. Gorgeous color story. There's some satin in here, matte, kind of shimmer shades. It has a bit of that kind of glitter topper, but really well formulated. I've talked about this before, but I feel like Olivia Palermo, Westman Atelier, and Victoria Beckham, those three brands, all run by women, go ladies, are just doing some beautiful formulations. I absolutely love that they are great for women over 40. The formulations are wonderful for catching light, but it's not too shimmery, not too glittery, not over the top, but still enhances the features. So very happy with those three brands, but let's go ahead and get into the Au Naturel palette. So let's go ahead and put a couple of these here on my fingers so that you guys could see what they look like. And then I'm going to grab this shimmer blue down here and this kind of purple color. So, so pretty. Making a bit of a mess here. So, so pretty. Now mine is this blue color here. And it's just a great overall everyday palette. This just gives a really great option to have some fun, create maybe more of a night eye look, and just kind of create something maybe a little bit more editorial. Absolutely love these, and every time I wear them, you guys ask me, what's on your eyes? I would definitely check this eyeshadow palette out, and she's got some really great lipsticks as well. This next one was such a refreshing palette for me, and many of you stated the same, and that was the NARS CLIMAX palette. This palette really was the essential fall palette for 2021. Everyone was doing the same thing. And then NARS came out with, what do you know, a fall looking palette in fall. And I have to say, you guys, this palette is stunning. Now, I do work for NARS, and we are still selling this palette. It is constantly being sold out because it's just one of those palettes that, although it is a fall palette, it's just beautiful for year round. So I'm going to show you guys a couple little tricks here when it comes to this palette. Beautiful to work in a row, work down. Here are your neutrals, a little bit more of a smoky eye, and then for nighttime. And this palette is great for taking a day look and bringing it into a night look. So I wear this often during the day, and then as I go out, let's say at nighttime, I will add these types of colors down here to kind of pop the eye a bit. Now these look gorgeous wet as well. I will show you guys right now. Grab the art cup, grab some water. I'm gonna go in with this blue color here, which is so pretty because it's like a blue-green, and a little bit of this color here. And here's the second layer. So pretty. I like to go back in and grab either this color or this color to just pop the center. We'll mix them together, why not? And on clients as well as myself, I'll go right in the middle or the center of the eye to create a highlight effect. So once again, this is a nice mix of satin, shimmer, kind of metallic colors. Creates a beautiful sheen across the eye and is a perfect fall winter palette. All right, so these last 5 palettes are by Natasha Denona, except for one, which is by BYREDO. Now I have a lot of Natasha Denona palettes, and so choosing just one wasn't an option. So what I thought I would do is show you guys what palettes are best based on certain eye colors. So let's go ahead and start with the first palette that I find is beautiful on blue eyes as well as brown eyes. This is a cool leaning palette, but it does have some beautiful neutrals in there. And this is the GLAM palette. Now I know looking at Natasha Denona palettes, if you are not a makeup artist or somebody who really understands color, that they can seem a bit overwhelming. It's like, oh, these are so exciting, but where do I start? And so I will say, look at these eyeshadow palettes as kind of like the one and done type of shadow. So find a color you really love, wear it wet or wear it dry, and just put it all over the lid. Imagine the darker colors as your liner because you can wet them as well. So just have some fun, think outside the box. If you're somebody who normally wears like light shimmery tones, just go to these kind of colors and then look at the darker colors as your eyeliners, and that will give you a lot of options and hopefully help you to break down these palettes so it doesn't feel as like overwhelming. So back to the color story on this GLAM palette by Natasha Denona. Absolutely beautiful for blue eyes because it's a cool leaning palette, and so it kind of pops the blue in the eyes. And for those of you with brown eyes, it has a nice kind of juxtaposition of that kind of cool against warm. Now there are a couple warm tones in here, but most are pretty kind of icy and kind of cool leaning. So beautiful, like I said, for brown eyes and blue eyes. The next palette is my personal favorite by her for my eye color, and that is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. Absolutely stunning for hazel eyes, green eyes, and brown eyes. You can absolutely wear these colors if you have blue eyes. I just find that these colors bring out the green in eyes. I think she does a great job of breaking up her kind of like layouts. So great for day to day, kind of warms up a bit and then gets a bit deeper as it goes along. So you can work in this fashion from light, medium to deep. And like I said, if you're somebody who feels like, whoa, these are a bit dark, make these darker tones your eyeliners only, and then use these as your eyeshadow colors. Look at how beautiful that would be just as a quad by itself. And then you just take maybe this color or mix them and use it as your eyeliner. This next palette is for those of you who are looking for a true warm palette and are looking to really bring brown and green out in the eyes, and is stunning on blue eyes. This will make your eyes pop. Also, if you have hazel eyes, this will do a beautiful job at bringing out those tones. So once again, you have these kind of bright terracotta oranges. You have these beautiful kind of, I call them kind of raspberry redwood colors, the deep kind of purple color. These are great as your eyeliners, and then just have fun playing with these shimmers and mattes to really bring those blues out. Now, for those of you that are wondering, how do you bring out blues with these types of colors? If you look at a color wheel, the opposite side of blue is orange. That's its complementary color. So that is why this color palette looks so beautiful on you. All right, I'm down to my last two palettes, which is good because, as you can see, I use natural light and the light is officially leaving. So this next palette is by BYREDO, and to me, this was such a cool palette. So this was the BYREDO PRISMIC palette, really kind of fun packaging. And here are the colors. Now, the creative director stated that it wasn't supposed to have any rhyme or reason. It was literally that you open this eyeshadow palette up and you just have some fun. You get in there and you play with makeup, and that's what I love about this palette. I absolutely love this green. It's like a jade green, just really unique colors, kind of a poppy orange. Yeah, just, you can go to town on this, you guys. It's just kind of like a makeup artist's dream and beautiful for editorial looks. All right, this last palette is the NATASHA Denona Triochrome palette. I love this palette, you guys. I'm wearing it on my eyes right now, and to me, this was by far the coolest palette I had seen come out this year. The colors were insanely unique and just different and absolutely beautiful. So to look at these colors, you know, it's not like, oh wow, pretty soft and neutral. I mean, these are kind of, you know, acidy greens and yellows and kind of chartreuse colors and, you know, violet colors that aren't really, I would say necessarily, they're pretty, but they're not something that you would normally gravitate towards with all these other kind of limey green colors and these oranges and kind of the Pepto-Bismol pink, but they're stunning on the lid. And the colors that they have here, here, and here, these three, are really, really pretty. It's that duochrome shift, which I'll show you guys right here, right now. And so when you take the matte colors and the satins and lay them down first, they create kind of a pastel look across the eye, and then you tap these duochromes in the center of the lid, and it is just delicious. Here are the three, just to give you guys an idea of how beautiful these are. The shift on these is insane. It just goes from, like, you could see this is like an orange and a green, this is like a purple to a blue, it's like a magenta pink to a purple. Just absolutely stunning, you guys. So for those of you that like something avant-garde or a little bit more artistic and outside of the box, definitely try the NATASHA Denona Triochrome palette. Really, really beautiful. All right, everyone, I leave you here. Thank you greatly for watching, commenting, supporting. It's just been such an amazing year, and as it's coming to a close, I am just incredibly grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you guys like what you're seeing here on my channel and you want to support my channel, the best way to do it is use the affiliate links down below. I do get a small commission, and I use that to put back into my channel to buy products and to do giveaways for you all. And don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. And yeah, as always, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you're at. And I will see you in the next video. We are on to video number 6, best of 2021. We're heading into eyeliners. We're heading into nail polishes. We're heading into concealers. We're heading into best hair care. You name it. I've got a list going, you guys. All right, everyone, I will see you soon. Bye for now.